And the first item on the agenda is the future of Bridge Park Community Leisure Centre. Okay, and Harvey, if you want to do...
Just to declare, I'm a member and regular user of Bridge Park.
Okay, thank you for that. And Neil, hand over to you and to Teo in relation to the report.
Leader, Cabinet and residents. Today is a very significant milestone in the development of a new sports facility and wider regeneration of the hillside corridor. My colleague Teo Benio will be talking in a minute, I think, about the wider regeneration issues along the corridor. But I wish to, as Cabinet Lead for Leisure, talk specifically about leisure at Bridge Park. I'd like to, at the outset, bring some of us back over 40 years to the creation of Bridge Park as a community venue. For those with a long memory or history of the area will know this was a bus garage which was given to Brent Council by the GLC in a groundbreaking move to build community cohesion and confidence in an area. And I would like to thank that GLC for doing this, because if they hadn't, who knows what that site would be today, but it would not be a facility which is under the stewardship of Brent Council. We know that development takes a very long time. And in preparing for this, I was trying to go back to check out when proposals for the development of Bridge Park first came to Cabinet. And it was many, many years ago. Brent has worked very hard to create partners for the development of the site. Because what we do know is that Bridge Park cannot go on as it is. As we've just heard from users of Bridge Park, the building is not in good condition. And it isn't a question of, as people might like it to be, of do we move to repair or completely rebuild. The repair option is really not really good value, but it's also questionable whether it could actually even be achieved. So in the very short term, it is with regret that we actually have to close a facility at Bridge Park. But in the long term, it is about creating a new facility at Bridge Park, which is linked with the wider hillside corridor. And people might say, why can't you just run the facility up until the day the site is opened? And that is because if you read the report, if you look at the footprint, we are not talking about even building on the exactly the same location. So we've taken a long, hard look. There has been a very extensive consultation. And we are caught with the classic. Everybody wants to see a new sports facility. I don't think we've met anybody who says we don't want to see a new sports facility. There have been very specific comments made about the heritage of the site, as I alluded to, in terms of its significance for people of colour in the Stonebridge area. And that is why we want to ensure that between now and the opening, and even after the opening, there is engagement and recognition and physical recognition built into the new location, built into the new facility of what Bridge Park has meant. Now, I know that there have been discussions and there are certain residents who are seeking to get Heritage England involved. And therefore, it would be completely wrong of Brent to prejudge any application. And therefore, when the building is, if we agree to a 31st of July closure, it will not be possible to start work immediately on the new leisure centre. There'll have to be a period of time whilst any discussions with Heritage England are actually addressed. But should they be addressed satisfactorily from the council's point of view, there is an expectation, as can be seen in the report, that we move on page 26 to the timetable as outlined. And secondly, I would like to highlight on table 2 a very clear detail of what is currently available and what will be available in the future. I would like to finally just relate to the wide number, the appendices in the document, which highlight, not least, the wide range of physical activity that Brent currently offers, most of which, with all of it, is free and available in the area, and details of alternative pay-for provision within the radius of the location. So I'm very pleased that Brent has assembled the land, identified redevelopment opportunities, and made it absolutely clear that when this is completed, Brent will not have 2 swimming pools, but will have 3 swimming pools under the responsibility of the authority. And it is with pride that I move this cabinet report. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Banner.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you very much, Neil, for that broad overview. I also welcome this report today, and I think it's not just the regeneration of the Bridge Park site, but also the revitalization of the surrounding Stonebridge area, which is very important for us and a key component of the hillside regeneration corridor as well. I also want to, emphasize, what Bridge Park has meant for the Black British residents and how much we've empowered them through this development. And we want to, continue to commemorate this through the redevelopment and work closely with the community to make it a reality. I also want to thank all the residents that have been involved in the consultation and also the community groups. The feedback was invaluable in shaping the future of this site, and 96% of respondents agreed that the site is in need of significant investment. So that gives us, the confidence that the proposals are backed by our residents. We need, new affordable homes for our residents, as well as training and employment opportunities, new green spaces as well. So I commend this report to the cabinet, and I hope we will have your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Okay, I'm going to open it up. Councillor Grant.
Yeah, I think this is a really important proposal. I think we all recognise that temporarily closing the centre will impact residents, and thank you very much to Vengeance for speaking today. We know that there's a hugely diverse group of people who make use of Bridge Park as it is, but it does need investment, and I think if you look at the plans, this will bring out a modernised and a flexible space which should much better meet the needs of the community. And I particularly welcome the 1,000 homes. We're in the middle of a housing crisis, and those are going to be, really, really important. I know that Councillor Matt Kelcher on the Planning Committee will be pushing for 50% of those to be affordable as per our target. And I would encourage residents to have a look at the drawings and plans in the consultation document, which show just how transformative the new centre is going to be. But really appreciate there will be some inconvenience, and I really hope officers will work really closely with community members to minimise those. But happy to support. Thanks.
No. Okay. Okay. I'll come to Councillor Knight and then Councillor Donny Jackson.
Just like to echo what my colleagues have already said, and Vengeance, thank you very much for your speech. I am a ward councillor in Stonebridge, and of course I welcome these proposals, particularly the ones surrounding the wider hillside corridor and the continued investment in Stonebridge. I am delighted that these proposals will include much needed new affordable homes alongside training skills and opportunities for people in my ward. So thank you.
Much. Councillor Dolly Jackson.
Thank you. So I won't echo everything that's been said because I think it speaks for itself, the commitment to homes and to redeveloping the centre. I did just want to draw attention to some of the points in the report 3, which set out around how we value the heritage and the history of the site, and the fact that the plaque on the current Bridge Park Community Leisure Centre, which marks the achievements of the late Leonard Johnson, that will be retained. It will. We are very keen to ensure that we make sure that the history is commemorated within the new development, and we'll work with communities to make sure that that happens.
Thank you very much. Looking around, anybody else? Okay. Can I just, Vengeance, I want to just say thank you for the commitment you've made to the leisure centre and utilising its services there. And one of the things for myself is in relation to the condition of the building itself, and as Councillor Donnelly Jackson also sort of mentioned about the legacy of some of the individuals who've been connected with the leisure centre going back to the 80s, and how we make sure that anything going forward also reflects the changing communities we have in the area as well, and also how we make sure that we are providing good quality leisure services there and centres and spaces that actually are fit for the today's time and are actually going forward as well. And it's always a tough decision for any landlord when they have to take a look at their assets and make decisions around even a temporary closure, and because the impact will always be on some of those users. And we know there are people who value the space that they have there, and some of the previous reports we've had have highlighted some of the issues we're facing with the building, and also that there's support coming from the community as well to make sure they are part and parcel of the conversation, and creating some type of community board will be part of the conversation as well, where people will be working with us to make sure that they are part and parcel of the conversation as we go forward. Right, also. When we have conversations about closing anything, there's always an impact on staff as well, and we need to be mindful of that as well, and how we support those sort of staff members going forward as well. This is not just a closure. It will have an impact not just on the community, the service users, but the staff as well. And we need to make sure we take all of those considerations into account going forward as well. Councillor Nova, thank you very much for all the work you have been doing, and for the team in making sure that we're highlighting and promoting some of the other activities that are being provided across Brent in all the various Brent Connect areas, and some of which are available free of charge for our residents as well. Councillor Vinay, thank you to yourself and the team as well. We have Tanvi and everybody else, and Neil Martin, who've been working diligently on this for many years. And we still have a few hurdles to go through, but one of the things I think we do need to do is to make sure we do all the preparation work, and Councillor Nova alluded to the timescales. We do have to take a look at issue about the state of the building, how we remove some of the things in there as well. Check for asbestos bits and pieces, remove some of the broken items in there as well, and then how we sort of prepare ourselves for some use of the site as well, potentially in the interim as well, and also working with SRED and other partners just to continue the work to deliver the planning application. And like I said, there's still a few more hurdles that we have, but the pictures and the indicative outlines of what is proposed, right, will mean honestly, right, that we will be able to deliver something positive, right, for the area, and it also links into the corridor, the Stonebridge corridor, right, where it's not just about the Bridge Park Leisure Centre. It's about everything else, right, from there all the way into Harlesden, and being able to provide a multitude of different services and platforms for our residents and users going forward as well. So I want to say thank you to everyone for being part and parcel of the conversation that we've had. And we do have the recommendations, and the recommendation 2.1 does talk about the centre closing on the 31st of July, and obviously approve the facility for the mixed use development going forward as well. Obviously, we need to get the Secretary of State approval, consent as well for the demolition works, and entering the variation of deed for the Stonebridge SRED development as well. And delegations of permissions as well. So that's on page 16. Can we agree those recommendations from 2.1 to 2.6, and hopefully start a journey of improvement and regeneration? Is that agreed? Agreed. Thank you very much for that.